A lot of people want to know how to get the perfect mix and master. And a lot of people will tell you that in order to get the perfect mix and master, you need to send it off to an audio engineer. That is great advice, but a lot of people, including me, don't have that kind of money. So here's how I did mine. On my main channel, when I'm producing, I have a utility to, let me show you the automations here. On the utility, I have the gain automated, staying at 0 the whole time, so it's just an even mix. But in the build, in all of my builds, I'll have it that last 4 bars or so drop down from 0 to about -2.5. Sometimes I'll even bring that down to like -3. It's a very subtle because you're getting a lot of buildup of noises in your build, and so it's a little subtle effect to kind of take away some of that energy, so where it's not so loud and clashing and stuff like that. And then right before it comes back in, it jumps back up to 0 right where the drop hits, so that the drop hits harder and you're back to that even flat mix that you're going for. I also do the same thing with stereo width. Again, it's a very subtle effect to kind of just close in the song and make it sound like it's almost losing energy and taking away that width, so that you go from 100% width, bring it down to 50, 51, whatever. It goes from 51 to back to 100 right when it drops, so it makes it feel bigger when it does actually hit. It's time that we bring the light. The next thing I have, which is my favorite tool to use, is this plugin called Pink. And what it is it does pink noise. I'll turn it off so you can hear me. That's just it's just a pink noise generator, and pink noise is the flat. Here, I'll show you in span, which I'll talk about in a minute. It's flat. So that means that the pink noise is giving you a very even response, and what you do with this is, while it's on, solo each instrument, and then you bring it down until it's barely audible above the pink noise. I found out it was right at -1. I did this for everything I did in the mix. All my lead sounds, as you can see, I found the different levels where I felt that it sounded best, just barely audible above the pink noise. And once you get that, I recommend that you go back and listen to the different sounds after you did it. What that will do is it will give you a flat, clean, a balanced mix is what you're trying to get. But also, as you can see, I'm not going for 0. I'm okay with clipping just a little bit. That is because I went back and adjusted some of the sounds. I'm not trying to get a clean mix, I guess, because my music is very loud, very aggressive. So do that to get everything balanced. The pink noise will make sure everything's flat and balanced, and then you go back and you decide, use your ear to decide what you want to be more prominent in the mix, decide what you want to be quieter or louder, or how you want things to sit. Use your ears on that. I can't really teach you that. That's up to taste and how you want it to sound in your mix. And then my final plugin that I have on my master is Span. And Span is good for showing you where everything lays in the mix. I always make sure to do mid-side stereo. I add the side so I can see where things are sitting, as opposed mid versus side. And then usually what I'll do is, if there's anything that's kind of standing out as far as like a frequency, somewhere in here that I can hear is too loud or too ringy, Span helps me identify that frequency, and then I can tell what sound is making that, and then I'll go back and EQ that sound or find a way to just make it so where that one frequency isn't shining through so much. And then from here, what I usually do is I will light everything so that export this has a wave. When I export this is my pre-master. I'll export my pre-master at 32, so it's 32 float. Let me change this real quick. 32 float, bit depth, no dither, and then I'll export that, and that'll be my pre-master track.